I'm Sean Meyers of the Westmoreland Sports Network, joined by the 2023 Class 3A individual boys golf champion, Nick Turowski of Penn-Trafford. First off, Nick, congratulations. The second time that you have captured WPIAL golf gold. I know this is a great accomplishment. What was the feeling like a couple days ago when you knew you'd secured a championship once again?
It was a great feeling. Going down the stretch, I was getting pretty nervous because I knew what was at stake, and it meant so much to me. And so when I finally made that winning putt, I just got a flood of emotions, and it was just a great day.
Well, you were able to, as you mentioned, close it out with that final putt, but you probably had an idea that you had created maybe a little bit of separation the way you played. You were the leader after the first round. It's a new format as of a year ago where you play 2 rounds about a week apart. So you were the leader going in. At what point did you realize in that second round that you were locked in and that the championship was yours to win?
Yeah, so 7 and 8 were huge holes. On 7, I had about 210 yards on a par 5, and I hit my 6-iron to like 10 feet for eagle, and I missed the putt, but I made birdie. And then on 8, I rolled in about a 15-footer right to left for birdie, and that was huge. That putt, I guess, if that putt went in, I feel like I had a pretty good idea. And when it did, it gave me a lot of confidence for the back nine.
Let's talk about the second day course, Valleybrook. What did you like about that course? What challenges did it present, and how familiar were you with it?
Yeah, so the first time I played Valleybrook was the day before on Sunday. Before that, I've never played it. The challenge on Valleybrook for me was how fast the greens were. Honestly, they're probably one of the fastest greens I've ever putted on. But it was really more of a mental battle out there. Early on, I didn't have my stuff at all, and just grinding early in the round, saving bogeys, saving pars, and then I got back into the swing of things and made a few birdies.
Yeah, and you ultimately finished 2 under for the entire tournament and for the second round itself. Did you have a particular number in mind that you thought you would need to get to win?
Honestly, I didn't. I was playing with the person in second place at 1 over, so I knew as long as I beat him, I felt like there wasn't really anyone else in third or fourth that really had any chance of coming back. Um, I also believe that first round of WPIALs has become so much more important, um, because most of the time that second round WPIAL finals is more challenging than the first one. So, um, I mean, it was a grind at Latrobe Country Club, and it was a grind at Valleybrook, but I just knew if I tried my best that I had a good chance at winning.
Well, you mentioned with Valleybrook, you had only played it just the day before. I would assume you've played Latrobe quite a bit throughout your career. Is that fair to say?
That is very fair to say. Latrobe Country Club, I love Latrobe a lot. Um, I played the last 2 years in the Palmer Cup there. So, yeah, I've played Latrobe Country Club a good bit.
Now, the format, as I mentioned, changed recently, so it's a little bit different. You play the first round. You were in the lead, although it was a narrow lead at that. And then you had about a week's time before you got back out there. I would imagine the benefit of being in the lead is that you're obviously in that top position, and that if you do your job, you're going to win. Probably the drawback is you have a whole week to think about that and let the pressure build. How did you balance, I guess, both edges there in terms of the week off?
Yeah, it's definitely something that I don't get a lot, because usually in tournament golf, it's back-to-back days. So that's something that's very unique. Um, Honestly, I really didn't have much thought about it. I just spent time with my friends, uh, went to the gym. I really didn't think about having to sleep on the lead. I just kind of thought I have so much confidence in myself And now with this new format, because I played well in that first round, I get to then start with a one-stroke lead. So I kind of saw it as something to benefit me.
And you had won a title in 2021, a couple of years ago, under the old format, which was just the one-day event. Now looking back at it and experiencing both, what's your preference?
My preference is 100% 36 holes. I feel like more golf determines the best winner every single time. Um, Having it at two different courses and a week apart is, like I said, a little bit something different that usually doesn't happen in golf. But with that being said, I also think as long as you have more golf, 36 holes is always going to determine a better winner than 18 holes.
It's a pretty rarefied air where you now stand after winning 2 WPIAL titles. First off, I believe you're just the second ever player to do it non-consecutively, meaning 2 years apart, and then one of a dozen who have won 2 golf titles in the WPIAL. Do you think about that and look at some of the other names that came before you, including one Arnold Palmer?
Yeah, I did look at Arnold Palmer's name. That's definitely something that I'm very proud of myself and I'm very humbled. I think anytime you can put your name next to a great like Arnold Palmer, especially being right here in Westmoreland County, it's very humbling, and I'm just very happy.
I know that it was different formats, and now you're a little bit older, maybe a little bit wiser. But how do you compare the feelings between when you won your first title a couple years ago and now the second time around?
Um, I feel like this year's WPIAL win, um, it took a lot more out of me mentally. I felt like when I won as a sophomore, I know I was still a good player, but going into it, I probably was not the favorite to win. That would probably be Rocco Salvetti. So that took some of the pressure off of me. Kind of, I could come in as an underdog and win as a sophomore. But being now a senior, and you're kind of the favorite in the WPIAL, and this is your last year to win a WPIAL title um, for Penn-Trafford. I had a lot more pressure on myself, and I feel like I dealt with it pretty well.
We had mentioned the format change with the WPAL title. I believe there's also been a format change where you now just move on to the state championship tournament, right? There's no more Western Regional down in Blairsville. How does that kind of change how you approach things, and what are, I guess, the areas of focus over the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, so in my entire high school career, I haven't had to deal with any of the other regional qualifying. I've always had WPIALs straight to states, but my brother, he came in second at WPIALs one year. He always had to deal with all of that other qualifying and all the stress that goes into that. So I'm definitely happy that I don't have to worry about all those different rounds and the cold, and it's snowing. Sometimes I watch my brother play in snow in one of those regional rounds. It doesn't look like fun. But now I have 2 weeks in between WPIAL finals and states. So um, I'm just going to enjoy my little break. Um, I definitely want to go into it with the attitude of trying to win. I know it's a state championship, but I have enough confidence in my abilities that I don't see any reason why I couldn't win.
Well, you mentioned you have a little bit of time off now. All throughout the month of September, however, you're balancing your play with the team at Penn-Trafford and obviously the individual focus as well. How's everything gone with the Warriors this season, and how much do you enjoy getting to play with some of your teammates and classmates?
Yeah, it really means the world to me. Playing summer golf, like national junior tournaments, um, traveling all over, playing for yourself. I feel like it's very hard on me mentally because I don't really get to see my friends in the summer. I'm really just traveling and playing golf. So high school golf is really one of the most enjoyable times of the year for me because I get to play the sport that I love with all my friends. So it really means a lot to me that I can enjoy this time with my friends, and I don't have to take golf as seriously. Like it's just for myself. Like I'm playing for my friends, and I feel like I just enjoy it so much more.
You made a commitment to WVU to continue your career with the Mountaineers, but you're going to be playing at Penn State in the championship round. Familiarity with Penn State, and what are some of the challenges and some things that you enjoy about that course?
Yeah, so Penn State Blue is a course that I have won on before, so I like it a lot. The greens are a little bit slower there than I'm used to, so that's definitely something that I have to think about. Like Valleybrook was probably running close to 13, and Penn State is probably going to be around 10. So I'm definitely going to have to mentally know that I need to start hitting these putts harder. But off the tee, I can really just bomb drivers. Penn State Blue is pretty open. I feel like that's a huge benefit for me because my driver is my strength. So I'm really just going to go into it and attack and try and make as many birdies as I can.
And I know you said you really enjoy playing at Penn-Trafford. I know that you're going to obviously have to focus entirely on, I guess, the professional aspect of golf when you get to WVU. But for now, looking back and thinking on all these moments and thinking of playing with your brother as well, what have you enjoyed most about your time at Penn-Trafford and enjoyed most about playing golf?
Yeah, honestly, the what I love most about playing at Penn-Trafford is just playing for something that's bigger than myself, playing for a school. Like, um, I feel like that's just a great feeling knowing that it's not just Nick Turowski on a leaderboard, it's Nick Turowski of Penn-Trafford. And I feel like that I want to represent Penn-Trafford well. And I just love all my friends on my team. I mean, they really do mean the world to me. And being able to being able to play golf with them and just enjoy that beginning of the school year. Um, like it doesn't even have to be about golf. Just riding on the bus to matches, just having so much fun with them. I love it.
Well, I think it's fair to say you have represented Penn-Trafford very well, winning 2 WPIAL individual golf titles. And I know there's still more to come. So thanks for taking the time to do this. Congrats once again, and good luck heading into the state tournament up at Penn State.
Thank you, Mr. Meyers.